The following information is canon to 5 years later and was put together to help establish a solid world build for the series and its universes. We hope you enjoy.
Good evening, extranet and multi-dimensional travelers. Welcome to the first episode of And Beyond, where we plunge into the void and explore our ever-expanding multiverse. I am your host, the R300, Orion IT Systems Model V03, but you can call me Horus. Today, we'll be starting our series of extraterrestrial exploration on the prehistoric planet of Terradino. Please keep all appendages inside the portal at all times, and please do refrain from taking any eggs as souvenirs. That is someone's child, so that is kidnapping. Terradino, one of the oldest planets in its system, on the surface appears to be one giant jungle wrapped around the entire planet, with 1,000-mile-long mountain ranges separating it into 9 major regions. There appear to be only 3 small surface-level oceans, but in actuality, beneath the crust of the planet resides one massive ocean sandwiched above the mantle connecting to the 3 surface ports. As a result, the planet's crust rotates at a slower speed than its core, making the days and nights extremely long and earthquakes frequent. A rough and tumble world teeming with life that has stood the test of time. The planet is home to dozens of reptilian and aquatic species, but 3 in particular have become the dominant inhabitants. Starting at the top, we have the Terradinians, known locally as sky skimmers. Gangly reptilian birds standing at an average height of 6 feet with a wingspan of 8. Living amongst the clouds, they rule over the sky, preying on any and everything that enter their airspace. They're able to blast off like rockets thanks to their retractable wings and the combustible gastrointestinal fluid they ignite in their stomachs and then vent out of their lower back. They can also extend tentacle-like appendages out of their forearm coated in the same fluid, used for swiftly catching prey or even at times, a weapon. Sky skimmers are known for being very pompous and think that they're superior to many other resident species due to their ability of flight. They even discriminate with others of their own species, distinguishing a difference in class based on their crown scales located on the top of their heads. Thanks to sky skimmers, Terradino has a very loosely based caste system that they are perched at the top of, living at the literal height of their society atop stone spires created by their honor-bound underlings on the surface, the Vaxisarians. Vaxisarians populate the surface of Terradino, living a very simple Stone Age lifestyle. Aptly nicknamed ground shakers, these bipedal reptiles stand between 12 and 18 feet at a base height and can more than quintuple in size at will. Though their stature is large, their brains are not. As they grow, their strength increases, but because the blood is pumping to their massive bodies, less is going to their teeny tiny brains, slurring their speech to a level of grunts and growls. As they grow, sections of their skin will forcibly callus to create an armor-like plating from head to tail, except for on their underbellies. Though their size and appearance is very intimidating, they are a very kind people. Regularly fighting one another for fun, they spend their days roughhousing and working on skyscraper spires. Because at night, they must go on the defensive against their natural predators, the Tyrannosaurs. Tyrannosaurs, large centipedal hard-armored reptiles standing at a largest recorded height of 150 feet, being the only known native species larger than the Vaxisarians. Due to the sheer egregious mass they possess, no known ground shaker has been able to lift one for more than a few seconds. Additionally, they can produce a high tensile strength adhesive web to entrap their prey. Ground shakers fear the Tyrannosaur and have only survived the constant onslaught of attacks thanks to the sky skimmers. Equipped with their gas-powered gliding abilities, they've developed a tactic to deal with predators. They would use their forearm appendages to tie the multiple feet together and knock them over. Once on the ground, they would use their fiery flymakers to ignite the adhesive web sacs under its jaws, burning the Tyrannosaur to death from the inside. It's a lizard-eat-lizard world. Not being ones for waste, both species would use every part of the predator's remains. Its hide for clothing, bones for building materials, and its meat for, well, eating. With every Tyrannosaur killed, the ground shakers would hold a feast, celebrating the survival of the tribe and thanking the sky skimmers for their selfless assistance, offering them anything in their capability in return. Taking advantage of the ground shakers' kindness, they demanded homes, reaching high into the clouds, higher than the trees, and work promptly started. erecting stone structures that towered over 300 feet tall. All the building and loud feasts through the days and nights were not so kind to those living below the surface, the Humungousaurs. Moving underground, we have the home of the Humungousaurs, socially labeled as mudfish. Evolving from various aquatic species from the subterranean ocean, they stand between 5 and 6 feet with yellow-scaled skin and prominent Pisces features such as tail fins, tentacles, and gills. Humungousaurs possess the ability to inflate their arms 7 times their regular mass, increasing their strength and density. They've used this ability to dig the impressively large tunnel systems that they've made into their home. During their digs, they would find various minerals and precious metals they would later learn to cultivate and craft into level 2 tech, such as tools and simple machines. Despite being underground, the Humungousaur society is far more advanced and developed than the brutish surface dwellers. On multiple occasions, Humungousaurs have attempted to migrate to the surface and make peace with its denizens, but were met with attacks by hungry sky skimmers and accidental tramplings by the ground shakers. But many still strove to see the sun and wanted to move above ground. Thanks to the work of Ambassador Ezra, multiple pods were granted clearance to move to the surface on the condition that they kept their technologies a secret. Many complications occurred because the residents were so accustomed to their lifestyle and many snuck tech up to the surface against protocol. This angered the higher-ups of the down below, and these individuals were labeled as criminals and banished to stay on the surface without their tech. As a result, the Ambassador's project was called off. Those that were stuck above ground became hostile and would constantly steal from other surface dwellers just to get by. Because of this and their natural abilities, they were labeled as grippers. Despite these actions, ground shakers respect and have no quarrel with grippers. This is because a gripper was killed saving the lives of multiple ground shakers from a tyrannopede. Intentionally letting the beast swallow him, the gripper inflated his arms in its throat, blocking its airflow and suffocating it. Unfortunately, himself as well. This created a great respect for grippers amongst the ground shakers, but was mocked by the sky skimmers, many making jokes such as, "The beast choked on its dinner!" Tensions rose from the mocking and disrespect and created a constant feud between the grippers and sky skimmers, with one looking down on the other and one demanding respect. With all 3 species intermingling on the surface, tensions became very high and created the very competitive environment that we see today. Terradino. A tough world to live in for sure, but thankfully, we were just visiting. Make sure to plunge back into the void sometime and join me on another extra-dimensional exploration. And next time, don't forget to bring your nose and earplugs. You're going to need them. This is Horace, signing out.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We hope that this series helps clear up a lot of questions about the 5 Years Later universe and fills in lore gaps of some of your favorite series. If you haven't read or heard of our comic, make sure you check the line in the description, and if you'd like to talk to fellow fans, we have our Discord down there as well. Make sure you like this video if you'd like to see more content like this, and if there are any planet, species, or dimension you'd like to see in a video, let us know in the comments down below. And we'd like to give a special thanks to our incredible Patreons. Without your support, we wouldn't be able to do projects like this. If you'd like to support us, you can join our Patreon down below and get weekly updates for as low as $1 a month, and see stuff way before anyone else. Until next time, I'm surviving. Are you? Peace.